What is up, YouTube? What is up, family? We have a Patreon request. We got this is not a music request. This is how Minecraft is secretly a horror game. Okay. No idea. I don't play. When it came out, I don't even know, 20 years ago. I don't even know how long this thing's been out. It's been out forever. I remember my daughter going, look, Dad, I'm building a house. And I'm like, what year are we in? Is this Atari 2600? What the hell kind of graphics are these? And I never cared after that. I was like, oh my God, these are like, I mean, you could literally see the pixels. Like, this is the worst looking thing I've ever seen. And now it's like one of the most popular games ever made. Who knew? But anyway, I didn't know it was a horror game. I guess we'll find out why.
If you've ever played Minecraft single player, you've at one point likely felt awe.
I mean, look at these
Things
Look at these graphics. How could you take this seriously? But everybody does.
seem surprisingly quiet. It's the middle of the day, out in a forest, with leaves, grass,
Look at that
bees,
pig.
and animals roaming around peacefully.
Square pig.
But for a moment, everything seems absent, almost like you're in a vacuum. You break some dirt blocks, and catch a glimpse of a name tag, only to realize it's just dirt particles. As paranoia begins setting in, you take a step and suddenly freeze as you hear something walk behind you. Expecting a creeper, you turn around, and yet there's nothing. You've heard of legends such as Herobrine. Could those stories be real?
What?
Suddenly, you hear something walking towards you. Pulling out your sword, your heart skips a beat as you hear the terrifying screech of a cow. It's not a secret that Minecraft can be terrifying at times. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's an important factor to an extent in games. But there's a very fine line between horror that's enjoyable and horror that's not. This is, of course, subjective. I can't really predict what you like or dislike. However, I believe that the way that Minecraft ends up giving you the chills is a core problem with the game. The Wild update kind of promised to fix this issue, though it failed terribly in this regard. Either way, remember to comment what you think the scariest aspect of Minecraft is after the video. Now, let's get right into this. And remember, don't stare at the moon.
Okay. Was that a square moon?
Since the very beginning, this game has always been kind of eerie. The legend of Herobrine began over 12 years ago, way back in Alpha. There was just something about the intense fog that made it seem like you were being watched.
12 years? Is that
So
how
it
long
was
it's been?
only a matter of time before someone saw an opportunity to create folklore around it. Now, is Herobrine real? Absolutely not. But since the very first image, he's been something people could mistakenly see and then tell others in a panic. Even to this day, I'm sure there's still thousands of people who legitimately believe in the myth. You can easily recreate the alpha feeling by lowering your render distance, or by just having a garbage computer. But there are a lot of other factors that make you perceive the world as more sinister than it really is, even in newer versions. Going back to the legends, while Herobrine is a classic, it's not necessarily aged very well. And Entity 303 is garbage and not scary at all. Personally, I find the Don't Stare at the Moon unfiction to be the best example of what's so terrifying about the game. If you ever get a chance...
I cannot believe that is seriously a moon. So okay, yeah, no, I get it. So everything in Minecraft is a block. There's no such thing as circle. I got it. Right? There's no such thing as circle.
Go up somewhere high and stare at the moon all night. Doesn't it make you feel uneasy? Like it's something you're not supposed to be doing? Speaking of the moon...
Wait, what just happened?
Doing?
Part of the wall blew
Speaking
up.
of the moon, it seems to have corrupted our world. But no worries, I'll deal with it soon enough. Then we'll get things back to normal.
These graphics. What is...
Up to now, I've been extremely vague about what exactly is wrong with the game. So, I'll get to the point before...
Oh, could I say what's wrong with the game? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because the game is a complete success, but
my
it looks awful. That's my complaint. Yeah, that's normally how every video goes, I see.
attention
It's very rare you're still here at the end.
drops like a rock. Oh, and speaking of that, did you know that according to my statistics,
Alright, buddy.
be sure to join
Yeah, buddy.
enough stalling. The ultimate problem, to me at least, is ambiance. As a brief explanation for those that don't know, ambiance is the atmosphere of a place. Examples can include the wind whistling against leaves, birds singing in the morning, and crickets chirping at night. But it can of course be practically anything else. Ambient sounds is one of the most important aspects about life. Without it, you would quickly become unnerved as your internal bodily functions became deafeningly loud. Although please note that this is not necessarily the same as music. While there is a genre around atmospheric tracks, generally it's separate in that you're not meant to actively listen to or even be pleased by the sounds. They're just considered white noise that you'd expect to hear. Sure enough, if we load into Minecraft, there's almost no ambience besides the occasional pig snorting or chicken clucking. I find the lack of almost any sound incredibly disturbing, and it's what makes the overworld feel lifeless and lonely to so many people. You might be asking, how can this be fixed? Well, the game actually has a place where it's done perfectly, so let's head over there to see how it's different, and also get a break from this dump.
I'm lost. I'm so confused. I don't know what the hell's going on here. We on a new version of Minecraft now? Or,
the Nether got a total overhaul back in 1.16. It went from being the most boring and pointless dimension to being arguably the most interesting. Now, while all the new biomes are really cool, my favorite aspect about the new Nether is by far the atmosphere created by Lena Rain, who's also made most of the newer music. Nether wastes feel like a massive, vast cavern. You can hear creaking from the ceiling and some unintelligible sounds. There's a constant fear that the tunnels could collapse at any moment and trap you in the depths. Crimson Forest are similar, but feel a bit more lively with what seems to be humid air blowing through the fungus trees. You can also hear what sounds like stretching, which...
Fungus trees? Is that what you're calling those?
...is a bit freaky. Warped forests are the rarest and most otherworldly.
Oh, that's a forest.
Probably due to the connection to the end, you will occasionally hear chimes, seemingly playing backwards.
Wow.
Not to mention the terrifying screech of an Enderman every now and then.
That's terrifying.
Soul Sand Valleys are absolutely desolate, but in the best way. You can practically feel the bone-dry winds coursing through the air, and every now and then you can hear the faint cries from long-lost souls. Considering how often gas spawn here, they also add a lot to this biome. The Basalt Delta is probably my favorite by far though. With all the volcanic ash blowing past you, you can listen to what sounds like the chirps of a Geiger counter. Pair this with the occasional distant explosion or tunnel collapse. This magma-filled hellscape makes you feel like you should get out of there as soon as humanly possible. The Nether is utterly terrifying to be in, yet when you're there you feel so much more immersed in the world. It feels visceral and real. This is one of the best examples for an open world sandbox. But I'll also mention the end is a bit of an exception to the rule we created for the other dimensions. It's meant to feel almost completely empty and void. Yet the 15-minute C418 track that plays while there somehow makes the literal representation of nothing to feel more immersive than the overworld.
Okay. There he goes again, running in place. Oh, he looks depressed.
I'm guessing by this point, you probably understand what I'm trying to say. The place you spend most of your time feels utterly desolate. Besides a few select places, there's very little atmosphere at all, and it starts to become uncanny. You feel like you should hear things, yet it's all quiet. This can cause anxiety and paranoia to begin to set in, and you start hearing and seeing things you normally wouldn't.
But this is not real life. This is a Square game. Don't really gotta be paranoid. You just turn it off.
Someone who prefers single player, I'm often told by other users that they can't play it because of how lonely it feels. And with just a few adjustments, this
Look at that. Look at that bee. That is great. Look
they
at
can't
this
play
bee,
it because of
folks.
how lonely it feels.
Look at this bee.
And with just a few adjustments, this massive issue that's been with the game since its beginning could be mostly solved in a single update. So that leads to my main point. We desperately need a major update that adds proper atmosphere to the game. And there's even a few mods that we can look at to get an idea of what can be done. Ambient Sounds 5 gives the overworld biome-specific sounds. Mountains are windy, forests have singing birds, and at night, owls cry out. In general, the world feels so much more immersive. There's also the incredibly impressive sound physics mod originally created by Sonic Ether. While probably being a bit too much for vanilla Minecraft, it makes caves sound like genuine caves. Every step you take reverberates off the walls. You can hear mobs echoing throughout the tunnels, and the sound of rushing water will travel throughout an entire cave system. These are just two examples, but I've gotten to the point where I need to use the ambient sounds mod to play normally.
Okay, so do that.
Without it, all of my previous issues with the lack of sound is amplified as soon as I turn it off.
Okay, so don't turn it
If I
off.
have not drilled it into your head already, it feels like you're being smothered in deafening silence.
So get the ambience update. You'll be good.
Maybe that's a bit of an over-exaggeration.
Those are dandelions. looks like a sunny side up egg on a green stick. I love it. It's just great. Look at these graphics.
But it's just something that's always made me feel so wrong in the 10 years I've played the game.
10 years you've been playing this?
Back when they announced the 1.19 Wild update, the way that they sold it was as a revamp to a ton of the biomes,
How could you play this
adding
for 10
plenty
minutes?
of aesthetic. Sadly, things did not turn out that way. 1.19 really didn't add much at all, but could we see these changes in a future patch? Honestly, as much as I'd love to have an update full of atmospheric Lena Rain ambiance and music, it probably won't happen anytime soon.
No, that's terrible.
Now, this is not the only aspect that causes single player to feel lonely. Something I've seen talked about a lot is the unimaginably vast expanse. The effectively infinite procedurally generated world can easily give someone a minor existential crisis, as everything they could possibly do in the game wouldn't even dent the planet as a whole. But
what do you say?
As everything they could possibly do in the game wouldn't even dent the planet.
This is not even 1% of an entire Minecraft world. Okay, so it's rather huge. I see. Well, I mean, you can make something endlessly enormous when you're probably using, I don't know, 3% of your graphic card. Well, that's the funny part. I hear you have to actually have a powerful system to play this. Why, I don't know. But I have heard that. Like, oh, you better have this graphic card for Minecraft? Why? I don't know. I feel like I could play this on my my Commodore, which has been gone for about 40 years. Anyway, let's go.
Planet as a whole. But I wanted to make a video on something else I haven't really seen anyone else talk about, as it's beginning to really bother me. Almost every open world game, and really most games in general, have some form of ambience to hide the emptiness you can feel without it. Minecraft, in particular Bedrock, has a lot of problems. However, one of the greatest things about the game is its never-ending development cycle. There's always a chance something will be improved or changed. But remember that the course of updates can be influenced by the community. So feel free to place your own suggestions and feedback on their website. Now, with all this being said, we've got a problem of our own to deal with.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's some explosion. Uh-oh. We got Star Wars now? Minecraft Star Wars? What do we got, astronaut?
I don't have much time, but I'd like to thank all of my patrons, the ones now on screen, as well as my Fox fanatics, Split, Caucasian Crustacean, Trash Never Dies, and Stars. If you'd like to join this
What?
list,
That's the end of the video?
anyways, goodbye.
What? Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. I did the request, Mr. Patreon. Minecraft. Yeah, I just can't. I just can't understand. I just can't. To put it in perspective, I'm like a Grand Theft Auto 6 guy, waiting. When's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? The greatest game ever created on the planet, in my opinion. I mean, I still play GTA 5 when I'm bored. But I cannot. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much detail. There's so many. Something just fell. There's so much detail. Everything's just so realistic. You know, like a foot just like stepping in a puddle, and then there's prints of the. I mean, you know what I mean? Like serious, realistic games. And then I don't know how you could look at this and go, oh yeah, I need to play this. I need to play this square game right here with a square moon and square mountains and square trees and square dandelions and square pigs and square bees. And I mean, yeah, listen, who am I to say anything? The thing has been the most popular game for like, I don't know how many friggin', I guess over 10, easily over 10, probably 15, probably a good 15 years of this game just being massively popular. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but anyway, I I didn't find this to be horrifying whatsoever. I didn't see anything that would horrify me in this game at all. Little square things come after me, and I swing my square sword at them. I don't know. I guess he got scared there. I don't know. Without ambience, it's horror. It's a horror game, I guess. I don't know. All right. Anyway, listen, Minecraft definitely not for me. But there's millions and millions and millions who love this game, so I'm not gonna judge. It's just my opinion. It's not for me. For you, hope you enjoyed. Take care. Peace out. Have a good night.